The drama surrounding Shedeur Sanders has sparked an uproar across the NFL world, and this time it's not just fans raising their voices. Analysts, commentators, and even former players are outraged, pointing fingers directly at the Cleveland Browns and head coach Kevin Stefanski. What should have been a simple preseason game has turned into a controversy that cuts to the core of how young talent is treated in the league. To some, what happened to Shedeur wasn't just a rookie struggling in live action. No, this was a setup, an orchestrated effort to derail his momentum, silence his hype, and remind everyone of the label critics had slapped on him from the start. A late-round pick who wasn't supposed to succeed. From the very first snap, the atmosphere didn't feel right. A rookie quarterback thrives on rhythm, confidence, and support. But Shedeur Sanders got none of that. Instead of giving him quick passes, simple reads, and a chance to settle into the moment, the Browns threw him into the fire with a playbook built for veterans. Worse yet, he wasn't even surrounded by the team's main weapons. No first-team reps, no trusted protection. Instead, he lined up with third and fourth string players, guys who won't even be on the roster when the real season begins. It was as if the stage wasn't built for his success. It was built for his failure. That's what makes this situation so hard to stomach. Fans could see it. Analysts could see it. The whole setup felt less like football and more like politics. In a league where narratives carry as much weight as stats, the Browns seemed determined to reinforce the idea that Shedeur Sanders was nothing more than a fifth-round project, not a legitimate contender. Stephen A. Smith saw it coming from the very beginning. Long before the first preseason snap, he warned that Shedeur was being set up, that the Browns weren't preparing him to shine, they were preparing him to stumble. When Shedeur was surprisingly named the starter for the opening preseason game, Smith didn't cheer. He didn't see it as a breakthrough opportunity, he saw it as a trap. To him, it was the first act in a plan designed to humiliate the young quarterback. And sure enough, that's exactly how it played out. Shedeur wasn't battling the defense in front of him. He was battling the system itself. How could any quarterback succeed with no protection, no timing with his receivers, and no experience running the plays he was suddenly being asked to execute? Garrett Bush echoed the frustration, pointing out that during practices, Shedeur was never a priority. While others worked with starters, he was stuck with backups. And yet when the lights came on, he was thrown in and expected to look polished. That's not coaching. That's sabotage. But when Stefanski was questioned, he brushed it off. He insisted. It was all part of developing rookies, that everyone had good moments and bad moments, and that Shedeur's struggles were on him. That's the official line. But analysts like Skip Bayless weren't buying it. Skip slammed the Browns, calling this the worst way possible to handle a rookie quarterback. He saw it as part of a troubling pattern. Shedeur wasn't being given opportunities to grow. He was being boxed in, used as an example, a way to remind the world that not every hyped player deserves the spotlight. And then came Chad Ochocinco Johnson, who drove the point home with brutal honesty. He said even Tom Brady couldn't have succeeded in those conditions. Put any quarterback behind a weak line with receivers who won't even make the team, and you're asking for disaster. Ochocinco argued that this wasn't about Shedeur's ability, it was about the Browns' intentions. They wanted the narrative of failure, and they got it. But the most striking part of this story isn't what analysts or coaches said, it's how Shedeur responded. Despite the criticism, despite the unfair circumstances, he didn't lash out. He didn't blame Stefanski or his teammates. Instead, he did something that shocked everyone. He owned it. Every sack, on him, every mistake, his responsibility. He admitted he needed to process faster, to keep his eyes in the right places, to do better. That level of accountability from a young quarterback was refreshing, almost unheard of. In a league where excuses come easy, Shedeur refused to take the bait. He chose growth over blame, and that's what makes this whole controversy even more powerful. Because while the Browns may have set him up to fail, Shedeur managed to flip the script. His maturity, his calmness under fire, and his willingness to take responsibility spoke louder than anything Stefanski could say at the podium. It showed character, and more importantly, it showed that he has the mindset to survive the political games of the NFL. Still, a bigger question looms. How long can one player continue to take the blame for circumstances beyond his control? How long can Shedeur shoulder responsibility when the system itself seems designed to hold him back? This isn't just about one game. This isn't even just about Shedeur Sanders. It's about the countless young athletes who face the same uphill battles, used as pawns in team politics, denied fair opportunities, and then criticized when the predictable outcome arrives. The outrage around this situation isn't just about football. It's about fairness. It's about opportunity. It's about the politics of the NFL and the way narratives are used to elevate some while burying others. Shedeur's case is a stark reminder that talent alone isn't enough. Sometimes, the system itself decides who rises and who falls. But here's the twist. By refusing to play into that system, by carrying himself with dignity and accountability, Shedeur Sanders may have already won. Fans are rallying behind him. Analysts are, calling out the unfairness. And suddenly, the story isn't about a rookie quarterback struggling. It's about a rookie quarterback rising above a system designed to bring him down. In the end, this controversy leaves us with more questions than answers. Why was Shedeur denied meaningful reps in practice? Why was he surrounded by players with no future on the roster? And why does it feel like every misstep he makes is magnified while the system that failed him is ignored? These are questions that cut deep into the heart of the NFL's culture. For now, all we know is this. Shedeur Sanders has been tested, not just on the field, but off it. And while the Browns may have thought they could quiet his rise, their plan may have backfired. Because now the spotlight is brighter than ever, and the conversation is no longer about whether he can play. It's about whether the system will finally give him the fair chance he deserves. So, what do you think? Was Shedeur Sanders set up to fail by the Browns and Kevin Stefanski? Or is this simply the reality of life as a rookie quarterback in the NFL? Should he keep taking the blame, or should the system be called out for stacking the deck against him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the stories that matter most in sports today.